like 5 seconds to read this U.S. mission to the international organizations in Geneva. The fact sheet on the DLD Cooperative Threat Reduction, the CTR program. Basically, this was a fact sheet put together April 4th, 2022. It was a fact sheet about cooperative threat reduction between the partner countries. And I was distracted for a second, so I'm sorry. But this was like a non Lugar program. Basically, it was devised in 1991 as an emergency response to collapse the Soviet Empire possessing 30,000 nuclear weapons. And this basically actually means they were retiring. Collapse means they were retiring 30,000 weapons. And who knows how many they have now. I bet you, just looking at, how their Ukraine is like got like half of their like arsenal, maybe 3/4 of their arsenal donated from France and rogue African nations in Israel, basically. Um, you know, what they have gotten, because I don't think, well, I could be wrong. I don't know how much defense, you know, capability making was the Ukraine. And that means, like, are they, like in conjunction, do they have a shipyard like in San Diego? San Diego, California is one of the biggest naval shipyards in the world. They have the whole naval fleet there for repairs on the west coast. From all over the world too. They have, I think, they open their port to other ships because the San Diego Harbor is right there. So they doing, I think, friendly nations. I think any nation, because like, once you're out there in the sea, because they're just, um, they have a NASCO right there, a ship building company, and a couple of shipbuilding repair ports. Because when you bring in those big ships from Los Angeles, you know, that's coming in from China, they're gonna need repairs no matter what. So not to get into too much of that, but just to tell you right there that you know, basically logistics of you know, um, I was just very concerned about sea and naval sea powers and stuff like that. And just looking at the war between Russia and Ukraine, I know for a fact Russia has reduced all their weapons um, because they're good. They were very good at reducement. Like, they know. I think Russia has reduced their like to what is really needed. They know that, oh, okay, we're never gonna go to war, a big war against the United States. That's like fact number one. I think that's even on our I even think that's in the U.S. law that you don't go to war against another superpower. So Russia has reduced the whole um, Russia has reduced their whole since they broke the actually um, I think Russia has reduced everything in their arsenal for military and more of its more research and development more than militaristic um, gain basically. So and that's nice to hear rather than I think the United States was like that at one point, but but we just went out and bought everything, like bought all the technology, and just who knows like what the U.S. has now. Like you talk about U.S. you know, um, you know, dominance of an industry. It's like wow, you look at that plane that was in X Men. Yeah, it's in X Men. That's how futuristic it is. The U.S. I think that's a U.S. naval plane too. But if you look at the U.S. naval plane that's so futuristic, it's in the X Men movie. I forgot what name is the name of the airplane, but that airplane probably was used in a couple missions. But they spent a lot of money on that. But for what? Like, all right, cool. Like, we got the fastest plane in what Mach 2, whatever. All right, cool. Like, but commercially, that is not possible to go that fast. We already made, um, you know, our lessons learned from the what is that thing called from the cord that super jet that was going to New York to London like in 30 minutes. I forgot that plane and it crashed, and they said, hey, that means our airplane system should commercially only go so fast. So it's what's the point having on these jets, that are going supersonic speed? Are we really like Russia said that like their military is like, hey, why don't we do more efficient, aircraft instead, like fuel efficient, um, and basically fabric assistant. Like I bet Russia airplanes are more, lighter with better, earth materials than the old, stuff that they used to use before. I guess the steel or aluminum. I don't know what they use, but I'm pretty sure Russia has more better research in the science of military now that have advanced their science of 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 planes. But I don't bet you they don't build them because they want to put that money towards something else. Something else like I guess natural resources is probably one that you could think that Russia is put heavily in since they do you know since they do um, sorry we're having electrical issues. Okay. We got to plug up the Mac before it goes down. But yeah, Russia probably what we call it? Oh, natural minerals. They're probably like you know probably invest into the distribution of those minerals to other countries because I think they have that pipeline way more advanced than how the United States has that simple pipeline from Canada that goes through North Dakota and never got built. So I'm pretty sure that they have figure out EPA laws and inter country or cross country pollination laws for environment impact and stuff like that through the European Union because they want that Russia, you know, gas, fuel, natural resources. Since Russia is so big, it should, I guess, mostly make their money off natural resources other than the United States that hoard them until it runs out. But that's a good thing also. Um, you know, for our petroleum, I think that's what the U.S. agreed on in the first place is to use other people's resources first and we'll use ours and be more control of the prices. Um, but I could be wrong on that because just the way LA looks. If you really look at LA, Orange County, oh boy, there's so many oil, pumps and refineries along the coast and along the sea, the coast from California all the way, starting in like I would say Huntington Beach, Seal Beach, going all the way to Santa Maria, Santa Barbara. So there's oil refineries all along the coast of California. So sometimes I wonder where our fuel is really come from, and everything's refining in Carson that we use in on the Western Hemisphere. Carson refinery. I could go and look that up, man. How much Carson refines that? Because LA is a big hub for oil, and I can hardly believe our oil in America is because I know our refineries are top notch because that's in Carson. If you go to LA, like they on the 5 freeway or is it the 405? I can't remember what freeway it is, but you'll drive right past we call it the Lord of the Rings in the sky. That dude with the eye in the sky. It's a big old flame in the sky. And you drive right past it. I think on the 5 freeway, one of those San Diego freeways. Yeah, it's not San Diego, but they call it the San Diego Freeway because it leads to San Diego, but it's in actually Los Angeles. I know it's actually in. It doesn't even. I don't even think. Yeah, it is in Los Angeles. It's in Orange County, and Los Angeles, the 405 freeway, and the 5 freeway. Well, the 5. I don't think they call that the San Diego Freeway. But anyhow, this is a very important article that people should read, and we should put it in other languages because it really tells you what's really going on and what about COVID too. I would hate to relate this to COVID because we were believed that it was a bat from China, and maybe you never know. You never know what are the Chinese in it on it too. Like it might be some defectors. You never know. But COVID is like something happening, man. Because like this was in 2022. So and to write this, it took time. It didn't like you can't just go all right and draft this up and boom. This took like years of research. So let me see the dates. 1991, right there. So you have all these like dates right here. This took time. This was like in the working. Like this wasn't over time. So I can't hardly believe. Did COVID start there, or did COVID start where all the people said it started in China? So and the only future generations will really know, or it'll be like something like the JFK, who shot JFK. It'd be like how many years did they? And then when they finally told us, like no one really cared. Like that was like, all right, cool. Well, you can't really bring him back. Whoever did it, I think whoever did it, or it only came out because whoever did it are dead or are ready to die right now. They should be around 90 something. Whoever did that JFK assassination. So good luck trying to try them. That'll take years if you ever got that. So I'll also just like let that rest in peace. But anyhow. This is a very important article. I think every American and every citizen in the world should read. And that's the U.S. mission to international organizations in Geneva, the fact sheet on the DLD Cooperative Reduction, Threat Reduction, CTR program. And this was in April 4th, right there before April Fool's 2022. All right, buon appetito.